Hello, welcome in everyone to the Ring Formula Masterclass. We're so excited to see you all. We hope that you are having an awesome year, but we know that you're here because you're ready for love, right?
Right.
And we want to find out where you all, it's a lot of you all joining us from all over the US. And so we want to find out where you're tuning in from. If you will type it in the chat so that we can acknowledge you and welcome you in. We're in Atlanta, Georgia. I see Atlanta's in the house, a couple individuals from Atlanta. Where else do we have people chiming in from? Let's see. Oh, Bronx, New York. Welcome in, DMV. Welcome in Bronx, New York, Jacksonville, Florida, New Jersey in the house. Welcome in
All right.
Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah, I see MD. I see Maryland in the house. Just left Maryland, headed back to DC. Hey, y'all, we're excited. We're gonna have fun tonight. This is gonna be more like it's gonna be super interactive today.
It is.
It's gonna be super interactive. So we're glad that you're here. We're gonna be talking about dating. All right. So y'all hear all these dating experts coming out, and we want to give y'all some quality, and we want to talk about some hot topics tonight. And we are going to tell you about how you can join coaching with Mecca and myself when it comes to finding quality dates.
Absolutely.
All right. So one of the things that Mecca and I are going to help you to do, we're just letting y'all come in, is that we're going to help you to date better. Date better in 3 months. We're going to help you to date better in 3 months so that you can have a chance at finding love, commitment, and marriage, minus the heartache.
Right.
All right. Minus feeling played, minus feeling used, and without wasting your time, and so that you don't feel lonely for the rest of your life. All right. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna get fast. Let's open up in prayer. And then we're good to go. All right. Our Lord God, we thank you for today. We thank you for having a good time. We thank you, Lord, for allowing us to have fun. All right. As we do this and talking about dating and having this be interactive, because we know there are people on the line right now who are searching for true love. Right. Lord God, we just thank you. We thank you, Lord, for just showing us the statistics when it comes to loneliness, to wake us up to say, we better get back into gear to helping people to find love that lasts a lifetime. So we thank you, Lord. We honor you and we magnify your name. These things we ask in Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Amen. I saw we have some from Canada and Jamaica and Florida tuning in too.
Listen, we need love. We need love from all over, y'all.
Absolutely.
We need love from everywhere, So let's tell them a little bit about us, and then let's dive in, because people have things to do.
Right. So my name is Mecca Tartt. I am the co-founder of the Ring Formula, but also the co-founder of A Weekend for Love, which is a luxury marriage retreat that we host. I am a nonprofit executive. That is my daytime job, and the mother of 3, 2 girls and a boy.
Yeah.
I'm married to this fine man right here.
Oh, there you go. You fine too, baby. So I appreciate it. And so one of the things that Mecca and I have been talking about is that we wanted to get back to our roots. Y'all don't know that Mecca and I met as underground matchmakers. Did y'all know that? We met as underground matchmakers, and we did an event together, and we ended up getting married. I hooked myself up.
Yes,
I hooked myself up first, right? And so we actually understand dating later in life, that what the dating scene is like. Right. That it is not easy, right? You see a lot of married couples, and I don't even know how many married couples you see giving dating advice. But we decided that we wanted to support you all in your journey to adding, value. People just come in, I can't even admit it so far. All right, but let's dive in. I want to show y'all something, really quickly. Did y'all see the report from the Surgeon General? The Surgeon General had a report out. It talked about, and I'll just tell you, I won't pull it up, but it talked about loneliness. Right. And shocking statistics. Did y'all see it? Just drop it in the chat. If you saw the report come out, it was on the front page in New York Times, Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
It was in everything.
It was in everything. It talked about loneliness is an epidemic, y'all.
Yes.
Loneliness is an epidemic.
So we moved on from COVID, but now it's loneliness. People have lack of touch, lack of connection. You all aren't going into the office. People aren't connecting with people. And so if you don't have a partner, a spouse, a purpose partner, a lover, a friend that if you don't have that connection point, they're finding that most people, even though social media makes you feel connected, at the end of the day, most people are actually lonely.
Here's some statistics. On any given day, 1 in 2 people are lonely. In any given day, even in a relationship, even in a family, y'all, right? And here's the statistics. If you have chronic loneliness, which does not mean being single, that means you feel alone, because you can be single and not feel alone.
Absolutely.
Right? You can be married and feel alone, right?
Absolutely.
But it says if you suffer from loneliness, meaning that you feel alone, that it increases your mortality rate by 29%.
Yeah.
Increases your chances of stroke by 29%, doubles your chances of depression, increases, if you're an older adult, it increases your chances of dementia by 50%, y'all. 50%. 50. All right. And so when we start talking about loneliness, because of the stress that it causes, we have to do something about it.
Absolutely.
All right. So I want to show y'all something. If I can, I may not be able to do. I may have to pull it out. But I want to show y'all something. Here we go. I want y'all to look at this.
All right. So while he's actually pulling that up, I want to find out what brought you here today. Was it that you're ready to get married, that you're tired of being the bridesmaid or the groomsman? Is it that you put everything else in front of your love, your relationship, whether it's work, whether it's taking on new positions? Just type in the chat. I'm interested to know what brought you here today for the ring formula. I'm not finding quality prospects. I'm all about strategy. That's my thing. Like, I know how to find good men.
And being a man, I know where to find us. All right. And I can tell you, representing for the guys, that it is also difficult. It's not difficult for us to find beautiful women. I'm not gonna lie.
Especially not in Atlanta. It's
anywhere, but it is difficult to find someone who finds you special and you find them special and you all align. So I want to let y'all know that brothers are now in the same boats as you ladies, because men don't want to be alone either. Matter of fact, men who are alone are actually worse off, because we don't have the girlfriends. We don't have the outlet. So men want to get married, especially when they start hitting 30, 35, 40, 45. Men are looking to get married quick, fast, and in a hurry to the right person.
To the right person.
To the right person. We don't rush. All right. Now, we are going to tell you about how to work with us. But first, let's have a little fun, y'all. Let's have a little fun. Can we share what not to do? Can we share what not to do when it comes to dating? I want y'all to watch this video. Y'all have already seen it.
Yeah.
Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Give us a thumbs up.
Let me know if you can hear. Hold on. But here we go. Y'all seen this. We're going to watch it and then we're going to comment. I know y'all going to have something to say. All right, here we go.
Sources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well. I would date a bus driver. But we think that it's another human being's responsibility to give us what we need instead of us building together. I can build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but I could build with a bus driver. So I think some of the criteria that we look for in the reality of today keeps us unhappy, keeps us angry, keeps us imbalance. And then when the men show up, we want to beat them up because they're not living up to our standards. And
attorneys.
Let's get it popping. Let's get it started. All right. Tell me y'all's thoughts. Tell me your thought. Tell me your thoughts? Honestly, you can drop them in the chat. We will not read your name.
Yeah.
We will not read your name. We'll make it funny. We'll make it fun. But if you want to comment, you want to talk about it, just unmute. All right. Give us your thoughts on that conversation between Eboni Williams, who is an award-winning journalist.
She is.
With the Griot, and Ayana Van Zant, who's been here, has been in the game giving advice for a long time.
So I see some of the ladies in the chat, and we have some fellas that are on too that are saying, I would date the bus driver. Someone saying that, I'm tired of the clip. Always. And the thing is, there's some women that are saying, why can't men level up? If I'm making a certain amount, how come he can't make the same? And so some are saying, hey, if he treats me like a queen, I don't care if he is a bus driver or if he's a teacher or whatever it may be, if he's making less. So let's see.
Listen, I'm going to be honest. This is a turnoff to almost every man. This is a turnoff to almost every man. And let me tell you why. It's not that there aren't men who believe in completely traditional gender roles of paying all the bills, right? Especially if you talk about different cultures, right? When I talked about this, I had men from Egypt, I had men from Nigeria. They were like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is how we roll, right? All right. But they were all turned off from the video by her attitude, right? And we're not saying anything negative about Eboni. I actually did an interview with Eboni last week, right? Talking about mental health. So this is no shade to Eboni. And I do know, and if you watch the rest of the video, she talked about not growing up with a father and never dating a man who provided for her and having to carry the load, right? So this is coming from a history from her. But the thing that's a turnoff to men is it basically says that we are just a wallet to you all as ladies. That's all it says. Like, it's like embarrassing to men that we have to remind you about love. Right? Like she said, would you date a bus driver? We were waiting for Eboni to say, what's he look like? Is he funny? Is he ambitious? Is he driven? Is he open to leveling up his income to go the places that I want to go? Is this brother open-minded? Does he enjoy driving the bus? Is he cool with us combining our income and me out earning him without him being insecure? That's what we're waiting for. All right. Is he, does he love God? Is he a good lover? Is he good in a relationship? Right. Does he communicate?
I think the bigger thing is, while you're looking at some of the comments in the chat, is that I get it, ladies, is that you don't want to feel like, okay, I've worked for all these different things and, there's no one who matches. I've been in those conversations with my single girlfriends. But what I will say is that I also look at someone like Michelle Obama, who I remember when in the book, she talked about how she and Barack went to this restaurant and her ex was actually working at the restaurant. And President Barack Obama said, oh, look, you would have been the wife of a restaurateur. And she said, no, I would have been the wife of a president. So she knows the value that she brings to the table as a wife. And when Michelle met President Barack Obama, they had a hole in the car. Like he was not.
So listen, if we're talking about a ring formula, it's about understanding men and understanding, like I showed you a report the other day. Can y'all guess in the chat, what is the median income? The median income, so the average income of Black folks in America. What's and I know y'all gonna Google it and that's cool, but what's the average income? Like, so look at them. They already know $48,000, $50,000. That's that means that's household. That's not each person. That means that if you combine all the Black people in America and you combine them, the average Black household is only making $50,000.
Yes, and someone said President Barack Obama was a lawyer. He was a struggling politician at the time. He actually did not even have any money. He called Michelle and said, "Hey, I need the card information." And she said, "No, I'm not doing this again."
Yeah, his card declined. So with that attitude, you would have missed out on Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
Check. Tell me if I'm right.
Oh, you would have. Yeah.
Denzel Washington.
He was living out of his car. Pauletta actually was the one who drove Denzel Washington to his go-sees.
Charlemagne the guy from Breakfast Club.
Right.
Tyler Perry.
Yep, because he was living out of his car as well. Yeah.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Barack Obama.
My thing is the biggest thing is I don't want you to miss the one, ladies. I'm not saying, okay, well, you just have to say, okay, well, he's going to have to make so much less. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that I don't want you to miss the one with this notion that that there's this large pool of Black men, if that's specifically who you are attracted to, that are making six figures. Because when you also look at the percentage of Black men that are making six figures, it is not as high as people think it is. It's actually a small percentage because Black women are outperforming Black men in the workplace.
So
It's actually very low.
But here's the thing, all right? But there are a number of brothers who are doing well who are single and looking to get married. All right, let's talk about it. All right. And so that is a turnoff because it basically makes the man just a check. Men do not like to feel like an ATM, just like you don't want to feel like a body. Right. A man's just looking at you for your body and your superficial looks. And that's important to men, just like financial is important to women. We know the top 5 needs, financial stability is up there, right? Even women who make a lot of money want the option to work. Can you be honest? Be honest.
Every woman wants.
Be honest, Dr. Perry. Y'all want the option to work, right? And that's cool. And men are actually okay with that. All right. Men are actually okay with that. But the key is, if we lost it all, would you still find me special?
And I think that is because I'm in the VC space right now, working with venture capitalists and millionaires and billionaires. I remember sitting down with a CEO who founded a very big company here in Atlanta. And he said that is what he is most concerned of now, that he is a multimillionaire, is that meeting someone who actually loves him for who he is and not because of his position or his job or how much he makes.
Yeah. And so that's the thing. It's like the number one driver should be love. All right. And remember, we have 2 daughters. So we want them not to be struggling. I don't want my daughters getting shot at because they love a man and
Well, no, I always say this.
And so we want the character. I told Mecca that I want the character of that man to be strong, and I need him to be open-minded. If our daughter can actually pour into him, a la Marjorie, saying, Steve, get rid of that toupee. Steve, I think you can do TV. Steve, I think that you can leverage some things. Michelle to Barack and saying, hey, Barack, if you're really, really serious about having a family, you need to provide. You need to come out of community service, which does not pay, and actually do paid public service. Right. That was the conversation that was had, right? When they were driving, if you read the book, there was a hole in the bottom of their car where you could literally see the ground. And Barack was cool with it. And Michelle's like, I can't do this anymore. You're an attorney. I'm an attorney. I need you to walk into your greatness so that you can provide. Right. Charlemagne the God's license was, if y'all know who he is, the host of the Breakfast Club, his license was suspended, and his girlfriend at the time took him to the interview, and now he's able to provide for her. Right. And that goes both ways. So it's looking at the ambition of the man, and also a man that's well off, making sure that you love him for him and not just for his ability to provide. Because every man fears having a bad season and then y'all leaving, or we're being less attractive because we went from 6 figures, 7 figures to $3 or whatever it is, So we want to make sure. Any questions? Anyone may want to comment on that, because we want this to be interactive. All right. If not, you can just hold them. I think there were some. If you scroll up, I think there were a few questions that came through. But the thing is, and I told you this before, I married you for love, because I was in love with you, and also because of your character, because that's important. All right. So are you pulling up a video right now? Yeah, I'm trying to. Hold on. Okay. So while he's pulling up the video, I'm going to continue on. But no, I think it is so important that when you were moving towards meeting the one, dating towards finding the one, that you are seeking out a man that is a man of character, a woman that is a woman of character, because that is most important. You want someone that you trust, someone that you care about, someone that you love. And that doesn't always have to do with the dollar sign. Yeah, here's a question, right? And this is what we love doing, this interactive. And we're not going to call a name out. So should we have 2 different discussions for stage of life we're in? I'm in my 50s is not the same as in my 30s. Absolutely. And she said, if the person's in their 50s, she said, I'm in my 50s, why should I have to feel like I'm starting all over to nurture and cultivate a man that should be where he needs to be, which is towards retirement? All right. At 50. And this is why we're tag teaming as husband and wife, man and woman, right? Is a good marriage-minded man is going to be open to wanting to impress and provide for you. Now we get super sensitive. I ain't gonna lie. We get super sensitive, right? When we feel like we are not the income earner. Some men, right? Some men, right? And so in your 50s and the man is unambitious, that's a problem.
Right.
But if he's open, and this is how we level up as partners. And the Bible says 2 is better than 1, for they get better return for their labor. All right. A man comes in, he says, listen, you know, I would like to be able to provide, but I don't make as much as you do. And if you have a talented woman like the women on this call, right? And you say, hey, babe, are you open to opportunities to make more money? Can we go to different seminars? Are you open to, I have an idea for you. Are you open? A marriage-minded man is going to say yes. All right. If he's secure,
right,
he's going to say yes, because even in the example of, say that man loves driving a bus, right? But he loves Eboni. He wants to take Eboni on these exotic vacations. He can say, babe, I'm actually open to owning my own bus company. Can we sit down? Like, how would I do that? Right. That would actually allow me not to have to get up at 5 a.m. In my 50s and in my 60s. I think owning a bus company is actually a good idea. Can we talk about it?
Right.
Right. So I think it's the spirit, and that's the spirit of the Michelle Obamas, of the Paulettas. Like, you think these men are so established, but a lot of the times men are established. Can we be honest? Because of their wife. The wife is established because of their husband, because you have 2 people coming at this tag team and trying to figure out life. I can hold things down while Debbie's in nursing school, right? Or going to get her medical degree, or launching her business. All right, I can hold down the bills while Mecca's pursuing something, or she can hold down things while I'm going to something that will allow her to have the option.
Teamwork.
That's what men want, right? They want to be able to provide. Sound men, I'm not talking about unhealthy men, are actually open. They don't, pride doesn't lead. They're open to being exposed to things to be able to make you happy.
Absolutely.
You know, and there are a lot of women that's like, look, if we can just combine our income, that's even better. I don't even want you to level up. I just want you to be a great man and be loyal and be ambitious. You making a bigger deal out the money than I am. All right. But let's talk about, ladies, let's drop it in the chat. All right. Mecca, I hear a lot of women say they don't need a man. Do you is that true?
I don't know. I think the women that I know actually want a man, because they are tired of taking out the trash. They are tired after fixing things in their own house. They want a helpmate. And so I think that is a common theme for women who are younger, I would say in their 20s. But women that I know that are in late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, they're like, you know what? I don't want to do this thing called life alone. It's hard work.
Yeah. And to be honest, men don't want to be alone either. All right. I want y'all to watch this clip. I know y'all saw the first one. I don't know if y'all saw the second clip. All right. The second clip, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, it's queued up. The second clip is with Steve Harvey and Shannon Sharpe, right? Steve Harvey and Shannon Sharpe, and they're talking about these young boys giving relationship advice. And Uncle Steve and Shay, as he calls himself, Shannon, has some advice. I want y'all to watch this video.
That's what's wrong with this generation today. These young boys today, what does she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do your ass bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you. What else she need to slide up to the table with? What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible? Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job.
But what happens to when the woman tell you, I don't need a man, Steve?
Well, they need to, what? Okay, if you don't, how that's working? You know, how that's working? Who don't need no man?
I'm independent. I can do for myself.
Yeah, but why do you want to? Yeah, okay, you can drop a transmission. You can sandblast your house. But hell, do you want to?
No.
If somebody could get out there and drop this transmission for you and sandblast your house, why don't you go get your nails done? I'm not trying to reduce a woman to nothing else. Be all you can be. But damn, who don't need a man? That's a lie. What man don't need a woman? I tell you what. Try to live without them. Try to live your life without women.
That video. Had you all seen that video? I see a couple of you all shaking your heads no. Some of them said yes. So what are your thoughts about that video? Do you agree with Steve Harvey and him saying that men are supposed to provide, make women feel protected? The women are chiming in and saying, totally agree.
I agree. I looked at that video, and I'm gonna tread lightly because we know Steve.
Right.
Right. All right. So I don't want to lose my gigs. All right. But what Steve Harvey would tell you that when he first started out, he couldn't take care of anyone. Right. He was struggling to take care of himself. I mean, that's on record, right? And that's why he's an inspiration, is that his work ethic built him up from struggling. I think he was in his car or homeless.
He wasn't.
All right. And then now, probably close to a billionaire at this point. Right. And so there's different phases of a man's life. Right. And so when we start looking at it, I do believe that men need to come to the table and say, hey, I want to provide. Right. But listen, we're in modern times. Just from sheer talent, there's going to be times, if we're just being honest, where that man's not going to be able to out-earn you. That's just not real.
Like Stedman is not going to out-earn Oprah.
But here's the thing. When we start looking at married couples, the man is not always the breadwinner, especially in our community, but they're happily married because they're able to come together. And this is the beautiful part about marriage. They're able to leverage their incomes to be able to support one another's dreams. Right. There's a friend of mine. I won't call her out because I don't know if she wants this information public, but she's a realtor. And her husband is a construction worker. Well, she invested in his construction company to help flip houses. And now his construction company makes more than she does as a realtor. And they actually combine to rehab homes. Right. So she's still the number one realtor, one or two realtors here in the Southeast. But her husband's construction company is also successful. So they're actually able to balance one another out. And so we look at the other races. We're pro African American. We're not anti anything. The reason that African Americans are at the bottom because we don't marry at the same rate. Right. And that even when we marry, we keep our finances separate and we don't try to help one another. Right. So let me just, and I want to get y'all's thoughts. Men want to get married to y'all.
Yes, they do.
Men want to get married. They want to be able to partner with the woman who they love and deserve, and I feel like they deserve and care for, because they don't want to be the old guy. They want to be on the soccer field. They want to be traveling. They want to come home to someone who's sincere.
And the other thing is great men, good men that have been married before and have gotten a divorce. Because I was actually talking to one today. All of them say the same thing to me, that they want to get remarried again. They're like, this life being out in the streets is not for me. I am a husband and I enjoy being a husband and being married and having that type of support system.
I went to a men's night out, right? I went to Drew's house, right? Drew's someone I look up to because he had 5 kids and managed to have a bunch of fun, right? But most of the guys in the room were married. And, I asked them and I said, do you want to be single? And they were like, no, we don't want to be single for anything in the world. Right. We really enjoy our wives. Now, things are not perfect. No relationship is perfect, but they enjoy being married. Right. And we actually tease our single friends like, when are you going
Right.
When you gonna get married and settle down? And the number one thing that men are scared of is either failing in the relationship themselves because they're inadequate, or being mistreated because, believe it or not, men are super sensitive to being hurt. Men are super sensitive to being hurt. So we're gonna ask us the questions, and then we're gonna tell you how to work with us. But I saw the question, all right, because we're gonna give you a little snapshot, all right, of what you're gonna get with Ring Formula Coaching, right?
Okay.
So first of all, we're gonna tell you that May 23rd?
May 23rd. Yes, May 23rd, we are having our Ring Formula kickoff, which is our private sessions, group sessions that we have. And for us, for me, honestly, it's been so amazing to see so many women who have gotten engaged. We have 2 that are getting married this year. And some of you all are friends of those friends of yours who participated last year and the year before. So you're on today. And so I'm excited about kicking it off with a new season, a new session for the Ring Formula on the 23rd.
Yeah. And so so we're gonna give you the female perspective.
Yes, ladies. So a lot of you are asking, like, where do I go? That is my sweet spot, is dating strategically and knowing how to show up, and then also knowing where to go.
All right. And for those who don't know, I'm actually a psychologist. I see single men and women every single day. And so I get an opportunity to give you the male perspective that you don't see on social media, that we are actually ready to get married. Marriage-minded men, let me be clear, are ready to get married. God forbid something happened to you, babe. I hope nothing happens to you. But if something happens to you, I'm going to get remarried real quick, because I enjoy marriage. I don't ever want to be single again. All right. I don't. And almost every man who's marriage minded comes in, says, I'm ready to settle down, but I need to work on myself, or I need to figure out how to be successful in relationships. All right. So, I forgot, Mecca and I were single, right? We were both single. So y'all see that date? That's 2008. Now I know y'all saying that's not recent, but we were grown. Look at us.
Right.
We were grown. I'm a little more grown than Mecca, but we were grown and we found dating difficult, but we both said we need to actually have a strategy. Like,
you have to have a strategy today, just like you have a strategy for work. You have a strategy for everything, a strategy to lose weight, strategy to get a promotion. You have to have a strategy for dating toward marriage. And that's the biggest thing. And I'll say this really quickly, is that I know you guys are tuning in from DC, DMV, LA, all of these major cities. So they're all the same, right? And so in Atlanta, as a woman, what almost happened to me is you can get past this. You can get into this brunching girlfriends weekend. Like every weekend, it's like, I'm out with my girlfriends, we're brunching, we're having a good time, which is great. You need to have your own life. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is I don't want you to look up year after year after year and you're still single and you don't want to be single. There are women who are happily single and that's where they want to be. I have a girlfriend that's in that place. She's been married before. She wants to be single. But if that is not you and you desire a relationship, I don't want you to get caught up into letting time pass you by and you're not keeping a pulse on it.
We're not gonna hold back. All right. We're not gonna hold back. So you'll get this when we coach you, because we're just gonna be specific. We're gonna look at your dating profiles. We're gonna talk to you about dating sites you should be on that you don't even know about. I talked to a guy today, client. Guess how much he paid to meet a woman? He signed up for, I think it's called AtlantaSingles.com.
Okay.
Guess how much the yearly membership is?
I haven't heard of that one. This one's new for me, but I'm going to say maybe $1,500 for the
$6,500.
Wow.
$6,500. He's in the tech industry. He wants to find a wife, and he wants to find a wife right now. And he's not hurting for money. All right. And I said, why did you pay that much money? And he said, because I wanted to meet quality women. I did not want to waste time. If things don't work out, I don't want it to be because I couldn't find the right one. I wanted to not work out because we don't have chemistry. We don't have connection. It just wasn't a love connection. Now, I know y'all are shocked. I'm telling you, men are doing this. Why? Right. Because when married men are happier, healthier, and wealthier.
And they know that.
All right. And also men don't want to be alone. Like can I just be free? You want to have no sex? Or you want to have empty, disconnected sex for the rest of your life? You want to retire and go home to nothing? I just want to be open as far as men are concerned. Right? You see your friends at the soccer field going to Jamaica, going to family reunions, going out to eat, the beautiful things that ladies do for men and exposing us. Like Steve Harvey didn't even go out the country before he met Margaret.
He did not,
right?
Which is shocking, but yeah.
Yeah, and so men want to be married more than you think.
More than what's put out there in the media.
Right, because we don't want to be alone. We just don't want to be alone. All right. So here's the part we're not gonna hold back. We're not gonna hold back. Can we be real?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think I might get in trouble.
Oh,
I might get in trouble. Right?
Go ahead.
I think I think we wanted to be married more than the average person. You agree or disagree?
I would agree.
I wanted to be married real bad.
Right.
Real bad.
It was a priority.
So what let's give it. I don't believe in holding back. When you say it's a priority, what did you do to put yourself in a position to actually date? Because we were both, you from LA.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm in Atlanta. I live in DC, Michigan. You moved around. You lived in New York, right? We've been to different cities.
New York, yeah.
And even with the packages that I believe that we brought to the table, was dating easy for you?
It wasn't.
Neither for me either. So we decided to get serious. What was your strategy? Go ahead and give it to him, babe.
So my strategy, and I've said it's the same strategy that if I was in these streets right now, that it would be no problem, because I would apply the same strategy, which is why women who divorce actually get married at a faster rate than women who are single. Why? Because they know how to date and they know how to be a wife. And so for me, my strategy was, one, you have to have the balance, the work-life balance. You have to create the space for a relationship to exist. You want this alpha, this man that's amazing, but if he can't see himself in your life, if you've created no space for him, then he's not going to exist in your life. So the first thing was finding out, which is, like I told you, that's my sweet spot, is finding out where the great men are.
I'm not gonna lie. Mecca would not be single very long.
And I position myself in those places.
She wouldn't be single very long. And this is what you're gonna get from the Ring Formula course, is that we're just gonna straight up tell you where to go to find great men. First of all, I know because I'm a man. And then Mecca is around more men than I am because of her profession. Right. So part of it is, how intentional are you about dating? All right. How many times a week did you go out, position yourself around great men so you could be flirted with?
I would say 3 to 4 times, but my going out is different, ladies and guys, from what you think. It was going to a networking event that was in alignment with what I was interested in.
Someone said, how'd you get the energy for that?
How to get the energy? Because it was also connected. It was still kind of connected to business. And so that's how I had the energy for.
You know how she had the energy? She didn't want to be alone.
I didn't.
Let's just keep it a buck.
It was a priority.
She didn't want to be alone. I went out 3 to 4 times a week. Plus, I use Facebook and Black Planet. We got to go back. We got to go back, y'all. And MySpace, y'all, for real. I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to be alone real bad. And I just admitted, I said, I don't know about you all. I'm not built to be alone. Like, to me, it's miserable. I think there are other people you can actually be happily single. There's research out. Like, if you have a robust set of friends and you're not alone, and you can do life as much as you want and be alone as much as you want and have company, you can be happily single. Not everyone's going to get married. But there's another segment of people who are unhappily single because they know that's not them. You get what I'm saying? That's not you. That's not how you're built. You're not Paul in the Bible, right? Who was alone and established churches all by himself. You're like, I need to be married, right? And so for me, I said, how am I going to meet Mecca unless I'm out?
Well, someone just asked, how do you go out that much when you're a parent?
Okay. Can we be real? Was I a parent?
Yes.
I was a parent. All right.
Yes.
My oldest daughter was 16. I didn't want to do her hair every day. Thank you for doing that. No, for real. One, babies. I had the luxury of parents, babysitting. Right. And for those of you that don't trust babysitters, cousins who are babysitters, sleepovers with friends, with people that I trust, networking events, all right, that I can go to like 5, 6, 7 o'clock. My parents, because I knew I wanted a nuclear family. And Mecca and I both came out of like toxic relationships. Like, we came out of like our previous relationship before meeting one another was treacherous. It was treacherous sledding, right? So we did not have a silver spoon put in our mouth, but we just said, look, you get hurt, you heal, you find someone who is a better fit, and you work on whatever you need to work on to be a better spouse. So the first question I have for you, ladies and gentlemen, especially ladies, is how intentional do you want to be so that you can position are you really intentional enough to be around men so you can be flirted with? I want you to drop that in the chat. Do you even give yourself a chance for men in your city who find you attractive to even say, hey, what's your name? What's your sign? They still say, what's your sign? And she'll say, what's your son? Can I talk to you for a minute? Excuse me, right? So what I see you in the chat, don't go out. I don't go out. I don't go out. I work from home. That's part. So the first thing we want you to commit to, can you commit to
going out, to just getting out there? And so that means that you have to, and I can speak from a woman's perspective, you have to feel comfortable with yourself to want to get out there, because you have to feel good, right? So if you are not feeling like you want to be out there, do the work. I always say, do the work. If that means shedding some weight so that you feel great, whatever it is, do whatever you need to do so that you can get out, but don't let that thing keep you and prevent you from going out at all. Because we are notorious for saying, I'm just going to get myself together.
Yeah.
A whole year later, you still getting yourself together.
Get yourself together enough to go out to present the best version of you, so you feel like, I know a brother gonna find, no, I'm fine. No, I'm talented. I've done the work so that when I go to dinner, I'm impressive.
Right.
And so this brother, because I can tell you, men go to dinner like, I didn't find the one. But when they find the one, men are like, finally, I can focus all my finances on this particular woman. I can say, Mama, I found her. I can come off the dating market for marriage-minded men. And there are a lot of marriage-minded. No matter what y'all do, in your Facebook feeds, in your Instagram feeds, in your TikTok feeds, for those y'all on TikTok, right? You're going to see people get married. No matter what you do, you're going to find someone your age, older, that looks the same, maybe even worse, if we be honest. All right, from what you judge, you're like, I should be there. That man should be mine. Yes, he probably would talk to you if you were out and you were social and y'all were able to have dinner. Because an impressive woman is still an impressive woman, right? And so men are looking for that. So the first thing we want you to do is to be intentional. And when you enter into the Ring Formula program, we're going to tell you where to go in your cities to meet men. Like literally, like just because men go places you wouldn't imagine. And they're looking. So first of all, you want to make sure that you're getting more dates. If you're not dating, there's a problem.
And then one of your specialties is helping women identify how to not date the wrong guy. That came through the chat several times. Like, how do I make sure that I'm not meeting the wrong guy, or the guy that's not really serious, or the guy that's just talking a good talk? Because we know we have some scammers, right? But the guys that are just talking a good talk. And so that is actually Alduan, Dr. Tartt, your coach here, that is his specialty. Why? Because he sees men all the time, and he's a therapist.
I can look at their profile and tell you.
Read the room.
Yeah, but I saw the comments, and I'm going to show you something really quickly. I saw the comments. They said, I saw one that said, where do we go if we were in New York City, right? Where would we go to find eligible men?
So just
let's see if your advice is better than mine. Where would you go?
So with obviously not living in New York right now, there's a couple things that I would go to. So number one, I'm pretty sure there's a 100 Black men or some type of professional organization for Black men, Black women. I would be a part. National Sales Network, I would be a member. And so there are organizations that they
don't know about National Sales Network.
Okay. So
no, put them up on game.
Absolutely. So my background is medical device sales. I've been in sales for 17 plus years. And the National Sales Network is a place for people that are in sales, African Americans that are in sales, the top African Americans that are in sales. So medical device sales, IT sales, software sales, pharmaceutical. And so there are—
What's the ratio of men and women in sales?
There are monthly meetings. It's majority men in these areas.
Are the men mostly attractive?
They're always attractive because people hire attractive sales reps. It's just something.
So Black MBA.
Black MBA.
NAMIC, National Association of Multiculturals and Communication, National Urban League. But if in New York, I don't smoke.
You don't have to be in sales in order to.
No, you don't. Men don't care. Doesn't care. I will go, because I'm in the ministry. Go to a men's conference. I mean, not a men's conference. Go to a ministry conference, a pastor's conference, right? Mostly men. Right, mostly men, and pastors want to marry because a lot of people look at them like, "Why you not married?"
So some women are giving me the eye, like, "How do I just show up to a men's ministry conference?" Ladies, this is strategically positioning yourself.
Checkers.
So I would volunteer.
Let me tell you a story.
For the weekend.
Let me tell you.
Just that simple.
I used to be on the board for 100 Black men, right? Went to a conference in Orlando. Went to, there was a friend of mine that was vending at the booth for Burger King. And I went up to her. I said, why would you pay the money to vend Burger King at a 100 Black men's conference? Like, none of us are working at Burger King. She said, first of all, I'm here for the kids. All right, I'm gonna give you your kids' job. So I was like, oh, I ain't think about the mentees. Two, all right, because I'm over franchising, I can do whatever I want to do with my money. And then three, I've been on 4 dates in 2 days from the brothers that come by and have the same conversation you have. I want, what about my mentees? All right. So she positioned herself in a conference where she belonged. You can also do the same. I'll tell you, I'll put you up on more game. I had a client come in 3 weeks ago, right? And she's in marketing, right? We're here in Atlanta really quickly. And she went to a lunch and learn at Morehouse School of Medicine. And she raised her hand 3 times, which you can do at lunch and learns.
Right.
8 doctors came up to her afterwards and tried to get her phone number. 8. She was in a room of all medical doctors. All right. In the room as a marketing agent, because Mecca medical device sales, me and Doc, having a marketing person in your office happens once, 2, 3 times a week. You get to sell something, sell drugs, sell medical supplies, sell hospitalizations. I'm serious, right? Back in the day, we used to get shot A tickets, but they outlawed it. All right. But anyway, so what I'm saying is that it's nothing for someone in marketing to be in the room. It's nothing for someone who establishes churches, who does marketing for churches, who just wants to hear what pastors have to say. In your mind, you think you're going to be kicked out, but you're going to walk in, it's going to be like 20, 30% women. Right. And so another place I would go in New York, and then we'll move on. I would go to a cigar lounge, and I don't even smoke. I don't smoke. I don't like smoke. Like I went, they were smoking cigars. I put my stuff in dry clean on the way home. Right. But mostly men and a lot of women in there. Right. And so you have to think anything having to do with business. Chamber of Commerce, Rotary
questions, and I'll keep this quick, but one of the questions that came up is how come men aren't showing up, which there are some men on this call, but how come men aren't showing up to the ring formula and sessions?
That's not our style. I would never.
It's not. If you think about it, ladies, women go to all these conferences and summits and mom friends and the wellness. Women invest in that, but men by far invest in anything having to do with money,
fitness,
and business and fitness. They do.
Yeah.
I even had a man strategically position himself at my self-care summit, and he was like, I'm just going to pay to become a vendor because you have all these women showing up. And I said, hey, shoot your shot. Just be professional, but shoot your shot.
Listen, I'm telling you, men, so you have to go to where men are. And the beautiful thing about y'all being talented, let's say tonight, like there's a game on right now. You can go to a sports bar in your city. Men gonna be watching the game. Guess what? They're gonna look over and say, who's this sister? She's fine. Let's have a conversation. Oh, you're a Sixers fan? You're a Boston fan? Whatever. You don't even have to like sports. You can say, I just want to get out the house. If you position yourself where men are, you're gonna recreate the high school to college effect, right? Where you did not have a problem with men asking you out. A lot of you just have a problem with access. Your biggest problem is that men don't have access to you. They don't even have the opportunity to flirt with you. Your age, right? Especially the older you are. I can show you census data, but I'm not going to bore you. If you look it up yourself, is that African-American women marry 45 to 64. Why? African-American men are getting married at that point. They are asking, they are like done with being single. Either they've been married and trying to get remarried, or they realize I don't want to be alone. It's time for me to settle down. And so they look for someone who is absolutely amazing. All right. So that's what we forgot to show you. That's our beautiful family. So y'all see we've been fruitful and multiplying. That's Raquel, our oldest daughter. That's Trinity right there in the hat, and then that's Christian right there in the hat. So Mecca and I wanted this really badly. We wanted this picture really badly, so we didn't care about going out 3 to 4 times a week to be able to network and like how can I meet Mecca or any woman I like if I don't have a conversation? Right. And she's not coming. She's a client. I can't date her. That's illegal, right? Where else would I meet her unless I'm out socializing, out in the city, right? And so both of us had strategy. And so one of the things that you'll learn in this is actual, strategy, right? And so one of the things we want you to do is we don't want you to settle. No, we do not want you to settle. We don't want you to settle for the narcissist, the player,
the wrong fit because it's someone that pretends like you, the person who, Mr. Afraid of Commitment, someone who's going to string you along and waste your time. Definitely not the mama's boy, the undeveloped man. We talked about that earlier. The opportunist who is like, oh, let me just attach myself to her and take what she has. And someone who is mentally unstable.
Right. You don't have to settle. And one of the things we're going to talk to you about is how not only just to get one date, but multiple dates so that you don't feel the need to settle. It is 2023. Men expect really good women to have options. We actually expect you to be dating the same way. If you met a brother, the first thing you ask, why he not dating anybody? What's wrong with him? Men do the same thing. So it is absolutely okay for you to be able to date multiple men. And we want to put you in position to date multiple men, and so that you can have options, right? And then number two, don't delay, right? Don't get into this mindset of I'm gonna have to get myself together. Now you want to present the best package, but you want to get out there and you want to date and you want to do the work. So part of the benefit of me being a psychologist, we're going to address trauma. We're going to address body image. We're going to address anxiety. We're going to address I'm kind of an introvert. I don't go out. There's a different style.
There absolutely is. And I want you to think about, will the future version of you be happy that you were delaying and missing quality men while they are more available?
Oh, that's a good piece.
Think about the future you.
Listen, I'm gonna go right there. I mean, that's deep. Like, if you really want to find love, why are you procrastinating? All you're doing is allowing a guy you would date to potentially date someone else. If you, all right. And so we all have to put ourselves out there, right? Now, yes, you want to present the best version of yourself. You want to heal from past relationships. But there are men out there who are marriage minded. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. It doesn't matter whether you go out. There are men who are going to get married. You've seen it in your feed. Absolutely. So why would you delay something so important? Because really quickly, I see women every day and they say, my biggest regret is that I did not put marriage in the appropriate priority box. I did career. And then now that I'm established in my career, I realize the career is not my first priority. I really wish I would have gone out more, had more balance. I wish I would have, maybe opened my laptop after I went to a marketing event. You see what I'm saying? And so if you're really serious about this, there are going to get, we did the ring formula a couple of years ago before Christian came. We took a break. Women got married, like for real, right? And we weren't surprised, right? We weren't surprised. They got married really quickly, right? Because once they went out there, men were like, I haven't seen you in a while. Where have you been? Where you been? Right? And I can tell you, and even though I joke, if something happened to Mecca, I get married, it wouldn't be easy. All right. I'd just be dating a lot of women. I'd be at the Super Bowl Awards. I'd be speaking to the AKAs, the Deltas, the Links, Association of Black Women Attorneys, Teachers Association. Y'all laughing? Am I lying? Am I lying? I'm not lying. I'm telling y'all the truth. Right? How else am I gonna meet y'all unless I'm in front of y'all to figure out who likes me? If a light-skinned brother's still in style, whatever the case may be, do you like my suit? Whatever. Do I like you? I'm gonna put myself in as many positions as possible to where I can have conversations so that I can have the choice and have chemistry. Right. All right. So I can have chemistry. Right. And then so don't despair, don't delay, and don't despair. Don't settle, don't delay, and don't despair. Your Prince Charming is around the corner, right? There really are a lot of men out there. Now, I'm not saying the ratio is even, but I'm saying the single brothers who want to get married are frustrated, and that's what you see with a lot of the men commenting negatively. All right, so. We're your guides. We're going to help you to get that ring. And so in this program, we're going to actually work with you personally. This is a boutique thing. We're not going to take a lot of people, right? This is going to be a select group of women, and we're going to work with you on your real dating experience. And we're going to coach you. We're going to meet once or twice a month, and we're going to talk about what to do. All right. So the question is, do you believe that you're a wife?
Yes. Do you believe? Because you have to believe it first. And if you don't believe that you are a wife, that's the first part of the problem that we have to address. If you believe that you're a wife, type it in the chat. You can't be scared of saying it. If you believe you're a wife, you should be able to say that,
Right,
and know that, because you know the value that you bring to the table. And if you don't feel that way because you allowed for someone to date you, that's actually brought you down as a woman, and you need to build that confidence back up. That is what I'm also going to help you with through the ring formulas, building that confidence back up, because that's what a narcissist does, right? They tear you down. But we're going to build that back up.
And I love seeing the chat. So, and I believe that you are a wife. I think the only issue is that you have not met the man who actually has an opportunity to even talk to you, to charm you,
right,
to impress you, for you to actually, you know, throw a couple back, right? Who are not seasoned enough, and for that one brother to step up. So which one is your ring? Which one? Which one of these do you like? You know, which I know which one you like, babe. Yeah.
What do I like?
I'm gonna go 2.
Let's see. Yeah.
That's when you at, right? So 2. I'm going to kind of like 3. Like my friend, like Ben Affleck. Anyway, which ring do y'all like, right? Someone's gonna have a ring on their finger. So here's how it works really quickly. This is the course. We're gonna walk you through 6 modules. When you purchase the course, you're gonna actually have 6 hours of videos you're gonna watch on your own. All right. And we actually have so we'll go through how we got started, preparing yourself to be the catch, positioning yourself.
Yes, how to bait the man of your dreams. This is baiting him. And so this is also an area of expertise. And then we also have the art of getting dates and making them count. This is hooking him so that he's not ghosting you. And you're wondering, like, I thought everything was great. And he just disappeared. And
then dating for keeps, how to be the one and gain a commitment. This is my forte right here. Like when you're on a date, ladies, what makes you impressive? I want to actually give you like things to ask on a date, right? Things to ask, things to do, way to be that makes you feel special. Because a lot of men are looking for like, man, she is special. And so basically this is where my marriage background comes in, and marriage advice is that he's going to see you as a wife by just the questions you ask and the follow-up and the things that you do that other women won't do, right?
So you'll have access to the community, you'll have access to the coaching. And this program is created for women who want to date better in 3 months. So this is not a year-long process. We want you to get out there and date immediately and meet the one, because we want you to attract love and commitment from great men and get married and avoid being played, because no one has time for that, being used, or wasting precious time. Time is important. I know women, we all know that time is so very important. And so we want to get started. We want to get started with you. And if you're ready to meet the one because you don't want to be alone, you have the fear of being alone, we want to work with you in our private group session, and we want to take it to the next level. So if you're ready.
All right, so here's how it works. All right, so the ring course is worth, $12.97, right? Because of the modules. You can have a do-it-yourself option where you don't have to have our coaching. You watch the videos, you just get that for $2.97. But the better deal is actually live coaching with us, right? So you get the master course plus 5 sessions where we actually follow up. How's this working for you? Like real time. Like this is like access to us, right? And then one of the things we're also going to do that I enjoy doing is like rewriting your dating profile so that you actually get like quality men in your inbox. And we're going to tell you the dating sites that you should be looking at. So all this is for a total price of $497. That's it. $497. So that's 5 sessions working with us. You already get the master course, you get the community, you get access to us, and then we'll start May 23rd.
May 23rd is the first kickoff class for our masterclass group. And as I mentioned earlier, we have women who are engaged, who are getting married this year. One of the testimonials says, I owe you and Dr. Tartt so much after attending the Ring Formula Masterclass and private group coaching session. In fact, it's the perspective I gained from that class that helped lead me to a God-fearing, family-oriented, and loving man. This time I got it right, Mecca. What I've learned is the willingness to do what you are uncomfortable with such as online dating, going on dates weekly, and etc. It begins with a mindset. I'm engaged. The Tarts are amazing. Thank you. Biggest takeaway from the course was shifting and pivoting my mindset. After years of casually dating, I have finally met someone and we are committed in the relationship, and the difference is me. Thank you for showing me how to value me and date the right way.
Yeah. And the last one is, thanks for everything you've done to reform the course. I was getting discouraged dating process, but I came across your course. I'm so very thankful to now have my purpose partner, right? So we're excited about it. So your options are, find yourself making same resolutions, seeing your girlfriends get engaged, which is demoralizing, right? Praying that someone will show up to your door, right? Or and wasting precious time. Your biological clock is ticking. People want to have children. People want to have someone now,
right?
Celebrate their 40th, 50th, anniversary. So those are your options if you do nothing. All right. And so if you work with us, just go to the ring formula. Yeah. And I'll drop a link, in the chat. Just simply go to
it's ringformula.com. And I will tell you ladies that it's so amazing to have these sessions, because as you are dating and meeting people, you have the opportunity to ask us questions real time during the sessions that we have. And so that includes, as Alduan mentioned, 5 sessions that you'll have with us. And it really is an opportunity for us to come together, answer your questions, go through some of the questions you had during the course, but really being able to have your own dating coach and having 2. So you have my perspective as a woman and Alduan's perspective as a man.
Yeah. So let's take your questions. We're excited about it. This is something that we love to do. We like to be live and interactive. You have an opportunity to email, and people choose Mecca, they choose me, they choose both CCS, and say, here's the situation. What do you think? And we'll actually respond, because really what you're getting is access to us and getting live dating advice and support, and also places to go to meet men, and how to actually hook men to really be interested in you, right? Because I can't tell you how many men, I ask men every day, because I do premarital counseling, right? I'm also an officiant, so I marry people on a regular basis. And I ask men, what was it about her?
Right.
And every man says the exact same thing. It's how she talked to me on the first couple of dates, how she dealt with me when I did not do what I was supposed to do, right? And how she made herself the only option to me. And these are men who had a lot of options, right? And I admit, men do have a lot of options for eye candy, but you will never, ever, ever hear a man say, was it easy to meet your wife? You'll never hear a man say, yes, it was easy, right? So it is something about her. And so part of this is helping you to gain the wife mindset. Because when you have the wife mindset and you actually date with the upper hand, right? Brothers will be like, I haven't met a woman like you in a long time.
And it's refreshing for both people.
And then marriage-minded men start pursuing you, because ring formula women, wives are not dime a dozen. They're as precious as diamonds. All right. So let's take your questions. And we appreciate those. So go ahead and sign up so we can get started. We start May 23rd, Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or is it Tuesdays? I think it's Tuesday. Tuesday. I'm sorry.
At 9 p.m.
My wife, right? And so we're gonna have a good time with it. And I just want to kind of warn you all. We take this seriously. Meaning like Mecca's really soft and chill and encouraging, right? I'm loving, but I'm gonna push you out of your comfort zone.
He's definitely a coach.
I'm gonna push you out of your comfort zone. And did you go to the place? How was it? Did you work the room?
Your homework.
All right. How do you work a room? All right. When you go in the room, do it the first couple of minutes. How do you do? All right. So I'm going to push. If you like accountability, and you also like encouragement, that's our specialty. I see a question from you, Robin. Let's see. All right, Robin, you have a question?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Let's see.
Robin, did you like me?
Can you guys hear her?
Yeah.
Yes, we
There
can
we
hear
go.
her. Yes, we can hear. We can hear.
Okay, great. Two quick questions. Alduan and Mecca, you all can hear me too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I am actually dating a guy in the beginning stages. I'm here in Atlanta and I want to do pre-engagement counseling, not premarital, because we're not there yet. But I want us to, like that module 5, how to keep each other. I want us to do that. So I've been looking for places in town. Can you all help me out with some counselors we can go to? And the second thing is I want to date multiple people. And so I want a matchmaker. Can you connect me with a Black matchmaker? Is that something that we can
All
pay
right, so
extra for?
all right, so this is multiple people are watching this, Robin. So hit us up on DM us, right? Because I don't know who's watching this, right?
Robin, message me though.
But one of my best friends is a matchmaker. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we just went out yesterday, right?
Right.
What was today? No, Sunday, right? And then the pre-engagement counseling, believe it or not, is incredibly popular. All right, incredibly popular because there are a lot of people say, I don't really have a problem dating. I have a problem with whom I'm dating. We arguing, we have conflict, we're stuck in a particular place.
Well, sometimes it's not that. Sometimes it's also the fact that these people are older and they don't want to just be casually wasting their time. So they want to figure out real quickly if this is someone that they're going to marry. So they also go to pre-engagement counseling for that. All right, let's see. If we don't currently have a dating profile, you assist us with getting it set up. Yes, we do help with that. We do know we have, there's a couple of divorcees. There's some of you all who have not dated in like a long time because maybe you're getting out of a relationship, you don't know the landscape, the lay of the land. Others that I saw chime in, you have not allowed yourself to date because you have children at home. And now you're finally like, this is my time, this is my year, and I'm dating. And so I know that that's also new, getting out there after that.
I know who I'm talking. I know I'm talking to someone who's shy, who's anxious. In person, card party, they can light it up. But online profiles, that's not you. But let me tell you, guess who is online? Men.
They sure are.
All right. Forget you ladies. Men are online because they really don't know where to meet you. Right. And so if you have an avatar as your picture, men are still attracted to beauty. All right. We do. And also this is about self-development. Right. So this is about connecting you with photographers. It's going to make you look good, get your best angles because men are visual. Right.
Yeah.
And then you're going to see men, you have an avatar up or no profile. You're going to see, I did this. This is public knowledge. She's married now. I did this with Darlene McCoy, 102.5. Right. So, Alduan, you talking all this? I said, do it. We set it up on the show. All right. She had 10,000 men in her inbox before the end of the show. All right, 10,000. Now, granted, this is a nationally syndicated show, right? All right, but she met her man.
She did.
They married.
Yeah, she did.
They married. Now, I don't know if he was in her DMs or met as a friend of the DM. I can't get I have to get the story from her.
So cute.
Yeah, he's a big dude too, right? Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's muscle bound. So what I'm saying is that what I explained to Darlene is that your inbox is like TJ Maxx. You kind of go to TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and be like, I don't know. Oh, this is a good fit right here. Oh, this is one. It's not my size. All right. But guess what? You don't have to do anything. You can go to work and then come home, and there's 3 out of 70 dudes that you like right? Who actually the rest 67 you throw back in there, all right? But you just got 3 who are actually looking for you. That's how many men. The ratio is not even. It's more men online than women.
And I see some of the ladies are saying that they've signed up. So welcome in. We're excited to work with you all.
Yeah, and we're gonna let y'all go. So we're gonna answer all these questions. Hold on.
Let's see.
Says
Can you hear me?
Sure. Who is we hear you. You can talk. Yeah, we can hear you.
So my name is Ayana. I'm the one who messaged. I just signed up for the course. I just wanted to ask a quick question. I've paid and worked with a relationship coach for about 3 years, and I haven't made any progress in my love life. I'm not even going out on dates. So I'm trying to figure out what the problem is, because I'm completely burned out and I'm at the point where I'm ready to give up. If I sent you a picture of me, I look like I'm in my early 20s, but I'm in my late 30s. So I can't figure out what the problem is. And I just really need some help with that.
Well, first thing, I want to commend you for the work that you've been doing. Like, okay, I'm serious. I'm gonna get this matchmaker. I'm signing up for this course, because you're actually doing the work, which is the step that a lot of people don't take. But what I will say is, working with us, especially with his expertise of being a therapist for over 20 plus years, we're going to be able to work through that and help you through the process.
Can I jump in on this? You saw me get excited because we like challenges. All right. And so first thing, can I be sincere? All right, listen, first thing is that we need to make sure that your next couple of dates are amazing. Because the reality is, when we go on dates and they're not fruitful, or we have hope and then our first experience is negative, it burns us out. It takes away our hope and joy, right? So first thing I need you to do is be open to going on multiple dates. Multiple dates, not just one, right? We're not going to sell you this pie in the sky and say the first guy you go on a date with is going to be your husband.
Right.
The reality of dating is that, first of all, you feel confident, I can get a lot of dates. All right. Dating won't be an issue. I can get a lot of dates. The issue is chemistry.
Right.
All right. And then they're going to be men who like you that you don't like them back. Right. That's the next phase, is like, okay, now I have options. And so what we need to do is make sure that we do a deep dive so that the first couple of dates are at least good guys who like you. And the biggest problem might be you're not feeling them.
Right.
All right. Now, if it's a love connection, it's a love connection. But you now feel like, I know where to go places. I know how to attract men.
Right.
I know how, when I talk to men, to get them off of texting, into talking, into inviting me to coffee, dinner, picnics in the park, to get my undivided attention. And then I know how to present myself as a wife. Right. And so we're excited about doing that. So so send that to my email. I think y'all have that. Let me see. I'll drop that in the chat.
I just want to lastly add that I'm one of those people who are willing to do the work. So I've been trying for so long. I've even hired a health coach, and I lost 60 pounds in a year. So I'm in the process.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
hard work.
You know what I feel in my spirit? She's going to marry a man whose health is going to be better because she's willing to do the work. Like, his family is going to be thanking her for helping their son get in the best shape of their life. That's the value you have as a wife, right? It's like, men literally are lonely and they do want help. Right. All right. Let's see.
Thank you.
And yes, I will.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. And absolutely, I will.
I'll put your email in there.
Okay.
I see someone asking.
Yeah, someone was asking about the matchmaking.
I look forward to working with you.
We look forward to working with you too.
Yeah, and then we're excited about, I know y'all talking about matchmaking, but I like old school. I like for y'all to be in a room and work the room and say, man, this is a good looking room.
Right.
This is a good looking room, and I got action. Is that a right word? Right? That's how it sound right. I had not action, but I got conversation. I had men conversing. You had men conversing with you, and that's what I really want y'all to see, because your first experience in a room where you're the minority, but you belong there, right? Is like, you're going to realize that men did not go blind. Single men just are not Bigfoot, right? Now, you have to screen their character, You don't have to screen if this is your brother's
Right.
your flavor, but having men talk to you because you position yourself to where men are, where women belong, as well, is going to be.
And we have two ladies in the chat that said they're in the ministry. And the minute that they mention that they are a pastor or that they are in the ministry, the men just run away.
All right. It depends on what men you're dating, because on the flip side, what do we also see? I don't know. I'm not going to mention any of my ministry friends.
Oh,
They cannot elevate their platforms because they cannot find a woman in the word that knows how to handle the church. Let me just be honest. If you're talking about going to the highest level, you're talking about TD Jakes, Bishop, Dale C. Bronner, there's a tier, right? And then right below it are the single pastors, right? And there are a lot of times they can't move up because they feel like we feel like you're gonna fall apart with some type
and again,
of
we
scam.
know this because we know a few single pastors that are always pinging us. Like, who do you know?
Right. And so what I'm saying is that God has, so listen, we're believers. We're not, we just choose to believe that if God has someone for you and you do the work and you position yourself, God's going to do what God's going to do.
Right.
And so from that question right there, you need to be there was just a leadership conference that TD Jakes had last week. It was just for leaders. 75, 80% of men.
Are going to be men.
All right. So that means 30% of those men are going to be single.
Right.
Of that 30%, I'd probably say half of them are going to be looking to get married. Right. Because it's hard to be a minister and be single. Right. And they're looking for a woman who's attractive, who knows how to have fun, knows how to let her hair back, knows how to dance, have a good time, but also knows how to pray and set the church on fire, be first lady, or not even be first lady, just be his wife. Right. There's someone else that has that role. He's just looking for a companionship and connection, and to travel the world with someone and to go on conferences and be with his wife. Right. So where you think men are not interested, that is going to be an asset. And then allow men to like you and then find out what you do. When men like you, what you do and all that stuff kind of goes out the window because it's rare that men find women they like.
And we talk about the candy shop in the ring formula. That's something that we will cover because we will discuss, because I know that was a question that came up as well.
I'll answer it right now.
Try to portray them.
I'll answer it right now. If Mecca told me, and I'm in the ministry, if Mecca told me that she was celibate, right, I probably would not pursue her.
On the first day.
Right.
It's just not a conversation.
It's not a conversation. And I believe in that.
And I was when I met him.
Right.
But I wasn't like, oh yeah, and I'm celibate on the first day.
Right. So what I'm saying is that men are going to be sexually attracted to you, just like you're going to be attracted to a man who's ambitious and has his stuff together financially because you have the option to work. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest in top 5 needs of men and women. All right. So there's a way in which you attract, like men are attracted, women are art. Men are attracted. So you still want to have this is more Mecca's lane, your feminine wiles. You still want to have your femininity. You want him to guess about you. You want him to pursue you. All right. And then fall in love with your head and your heart. Right. And then things progress. Men who fall in love with your heart.
Right.
That's the key. See, if you have sex too early, you don't have his heart, you have nothing. But if you have that man's heart, all the sex in the world is not going to replace you, right? And let's be honest, we're not talking about 22 and 23-year-olds. This is not a product for someone super young.
Right.
Most men who are marriage-minded, sex is not in the top 10. I do marriage retreats, every 7, 8, 9, 10 times a year.
Yeah.
And always there's a men's group, and I ask them, what are the top 5 qualities attracted to your wife? Sex is not even in the top 10. Now, do they expect the candy shop to be great? Yes, but that's not their criteria for finding a wife.
Right.
They can find candy better. They can find it in an adult establishment, if you want me to be honest, if they're looking for the best. But they're not looking for that. They're looking for love and companionship, connection and character and femininity.
Great mother to their children.
Right.
Yeah.
They're looking for someone they can pray with. They're looking for someone to help them level up. They're looking for someone who's not going to judge him, but at the same time have expectations that, hey, look, I need Obama. Barack, I need you to be president of the United States and not struggling financially.
Right.
All right. So season dating. All right. Last question, and then we're gonna be good. Let's see. Yeah, so men that that pursue you sexually, there's a word that turns on every man. No. No. Men love to hear the word no. Easy come, easy get, hard to quit. All right. I think ministers are even probably gonna make a move on you, ladies, to be honest.
Right.
All right. I hope not. All right. But when you say no to them, they say you've set your standards high for me. Right. And I expect to earn your love. Modern day men, I can't tell you how many of my friends, and you know, I do we do pre-engagement and engagement counseling, actually take a vow, either a celibacy if they have been sexually active, or they wait because they don't want to block their blessing. I'm just being honest. You don't ever see that on social media, but that's probably 50 to 60 to 75% of men when they get marriage minded say, look, I don't want this to be based on sex. I'm not 22. I want to make sure our relationship is based on friendship. So we need to pause, or if that's not something that you want to do, yes, I want to do it, but I can totally wait. That's not going to be a deal breaker for our marriage minded men.
And there was one last question that came through that says, I don't drink or smoke. Is it unrealistic to think that I can date a man that won't drink or smoke either? So I will say this, I will say the same thing to a person who says, I'm a pescatarian, I'm a vegan, I'm a vegetarian. I only want to date someone who's vegetarian or vegan or pescatarian or doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. The influence of a great spouse will completely change your world. And the reason why I say that is because when I met Alduan, I still am a pescatarian. I was like, Mom, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, he's eating chicken. His family's from Tuskegee, Alabama.
Ribs.
He was eating ribs.
Chitlins.
Does he eat any of those things now, ladies?
I don't.
No. And see, that's the influence that a great woman has. Now, what I will say about the smoking and the drinking, I'm going to be honest. I would have a cigar from time to time. I was in medical device sales, heavily dominated field by men. So when I would go out with my doctors to a social function, I would take them to a cigar bar. So I would have a cigar and a glass of wine. Now, Alduan's influence on me was, he said, you're healthy and you're doing fitness competitions and working out, but you're having a cigar from time to time. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. And I said, you know what? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and so no judgment. You can do. Y'all are grown, but what I'm saying is that I expressed to Mecca that I want to be a centenarian. I want to live to 100. I actually want to be a super centenarian. I want to live past 100. And so Mecca was like, you have to cut out the beef. You have to cut out chicken. And right now I'm struggling. I got to cut out the sugar. I'm struggling on that. I had ice cream before we did this. I ain't gonna lie. All right. I bought some sherbet. I thought that was better. All right. But what I'm saying is that the value of a wife helping you to achieve your dreams, right? And so the guys I went out with, they don't smoke or drink either, right? Wow, we're trying to live, right? And so what I'm saying is that that's not going to be a deal breaker. It's probably going to make a man respect you. As long as you know how to have a good time. Men are not going to say, oh, you don't drink, you don't smoke, I can't date you. They're going to say, I probably need to drink less myself. I actually need to stop smoking, right? Or y'all can partake together, right? So the main thing we want you to know is that men are out there who want to marry you.
And I don't want you to lose hope, because there is someone out there that is just for you. It's about getting you in front of that person and making sure that he knows that you exist.
And I'm a little tougher. Like, you can lose hope. That good looking man still gonna get married. No, that good looking man is still gonna get married to someone because he wants to get married. And that's why we wanted to do this, because we were kind of sick and tired of seeing the false narrative on social media when both of us, Mecca's phone is always ringing off the hook, still an underground matchmaker. And then I have men that come in and pay big bucks and say, look, I have to be real. All right, how do I actually do this? This quick note, and then we'll take the last question and pray. I used to work for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I used to be their team psychologist. Do you know my number one role? Find them a wife. That was team management paid me to help them to find a wife. Why? They wanted their players settled. They didn't want them in scandal. And if I'm going to pay $100 million for you to be the face of the franchise, I need to trust that wife has you at home doing the right thing and not being out in the streets. Now, Not only is that the case for high-end sports, that's the case for running a company. That's the case for running a church. There are brothers right now that are not giving keys to the church because they do not have a wife and they do not want to set them up for failure. Now, of course, there are talented single brothers out there that are just doing amazing ministries, but almost to a man, they want not only a wife, they actually want a talented wife because that actually helps them with their ministry. And because when they want to go speak, they love to be able to have co-speaking engagement.
Absolutely.
You know, or just a wife there that knows how to move in that environment. Shouldn't even have to speak. All right. So yeah, that's just the ministry component. And there are men business-wise that want to do the same thing. I had a businessman that said, look, man, I don't care what she does. I just want her to be able to be mobile, travel when I travel, and for us to have a good time. That's really what I want. I make enough money that I don't really care what she does, as long as she loves what she does, right? But I do want her to be free to travel so that we can see the world. I'm tired of going to these speaking engagements by myself and seeing the most beautiful places in the world and not having someone to share it with. And those men are actually more in the majority than you think. Single, affluent men. I know we talked about the median income, but there are also men way at the top who like want. I'm laughing. I shouldn't be laughing at him, but he came in. He was upset. I said, "Why are you upset?" He said, "Man, I can't take these Christmas pictures anymore with the pajamas. I want to be in a matching pajama sets. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. I saw a couple, but seeing this all over Christmas really said, this is what I want as far as family. And I want to be in a matching PJs." And y'all never hear men talk like that.
Right.
But we don't want to be lonely and by ourselves.
Ladies, listen, this is your time. This is your year. This is your moment, your season, but you have to walk into it and you have to want it bad enough. If you want it bad enough, then you'll make the change, you'll make the difference, and you'll join the ring formula. You'll join us because you have to do something different in order to get different results.
Yeah. And I'm going to give y'all one before we pray. I'm going to give y'all a place to look at. We're just staying on the whole time because you could have been anywhere in the world and you were with us. All right. I want y'all to look at when we give them traffic, sales, and profit.
Oh,
yeah. See, she didn't know.
I forgot about that one. Yeah.
I want y'all to. This is going to be good for y'all for two reasons. Now, if you're an entrepreneur and you want to make 6, 7, 8 figures, this is a community only for people that make 6, 7, and 8 figures in business, and it's all people of color.
Yes, it is.
Right. Traffic, sales, and profit. All right.
This is not a multi-marketing scheme. It's none of that. This honestly is one of the best communities out there for entrepreneurs that are diverse, and they've built something so very beautiful. But ladies, going back to strategic positioning, Traffic, Sales, and Profit has a conference every single year. And
I'm about to drop it in the chat. Go ahead, babe.
This year it's June 22nd through the 24th in Atlanta, Georgia. That is a wonderful place to be.
Who was keynote last year, babe?
Was it Michael? Was it Magic Johnson?
Magic Johnson.
It was Magic Johnson.
So I dropped the link in the chat. Magic Johnson. I think this year, who is it? Jermaine Dupri, Issa Rae. Maybe I don't know.
But not only will you feel inspired by being around so many successful African Americans, people of color that are doing well, but that is an example of what you learn by going through the Ring Formula course with us.
Kathy Hughes.
Is that about the strategic positioning where you need to be.
You're not going to find an unambitious brother in traffic sales.
No, you're not.
Profit. You're not going to find an unambitious. They're going to be trying to go from 7. A friend of mine, he's married, y'all. His name is Jamal Miller. Made 8 figures. 8 figures. He's a pastor.
Yeah.
He made 8 figures evangelism. I'm just keeping it real. He's a bad brother. Anyway. So what I'm saying is that it's knowing where to be in the room, right? And we'll put together a list of conferences for you to be able to go to, and you'll walk around. That's the main thing people like. I ain't never seen a room.
Right. I just know about it. Yeah.
Right. And so there's gonna be single men in every room, right? So we're just excited, y'all. And that was free. That was free because we love y'all.
you said you have to be making six figures to attend that conference?
No.
If he's, so no, you don't actually. So you don't have to be making six figures to go to Traffic, Sales, and Profit. It's for people that want to, but I will tell you that you will be inspired by the number of people that are making 6, 7, and 8 figures that are part of.
Yes, you join it, but the average person that is there for people to level up to whatever the next level is, right? Just check it out. You'll love. I saw people drop it in chat. You'll love Lamar and Ronnie Tyler. They're an African-American couple who's made more millionaires than anyone in the country. All right. Just by teaching them, put them in a room and giving them access to capital. Right. And access to people to show them how to scale up. So are they going to be men in that room? You can better believe it. They're going to be men in the room. They're going to be women in the room. So that's something you can go to, as well. But you do need to have a business idea. Otherwise, you're just kind of wasting your time. Right. So anyway, so check that out. Hopefully we won't be out of town. So one of us will be there like we were last year. So we love y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all know how to reach us. We're looking forward to working with you. Tell your girlfriends about this. And you want to pray, Ma? You want me to pray, Ma? All right.
Dear God, I thank you for every single individual that showed up this evening for the Ring Formula kickoff. I ask, dear Lord, that you allow for them to continue to be encouraged, for them to know their value and what they bring to the table, dear Lord. I ask, dear Lord, for restoration for anyone who has been torn down in the process of dating. I ask, dear Lord, that you allow for them to pray a very specific and intentional and purposeful prayer for their partner every single night, because it's prayer plus works and action. And so this is the action step, dear Lord. And so I ask that you just allow for them to be inspired tonight, knowing that their one is out there, that their purpose partners out there, and that it just takes the necessary steps in order to make it happen.
Lord, I just ask and pray that you allow us to be able to believe to the level of your faith. You don't need more faith. We're the ones that need faith, Lord. And we know that you have intentions for whom you want to get married, going to get married. And we feel it would be a travesty for someone who just lacked the encouragement, lacked the belief, lacked the access, who could be married, who are not, Lord. So we're going to believe bigger. We defer to you. We're excited about what you have. And we just ask and pray, Lord, that you transfer that faith to everyone on the call today, whether they work with us or not, Lord. We're just excited about them being able to get out there, try these things, and be able to have companionship, have connection, stave off loneliness, and be able to have connection, multiple dates, commitment, marriage. And if it's in your will, Lord, be fruitful and multiply. These things we ask in Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
We love y'all. We're excited.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Thank you so much. I look forward to
you all.
Oh man, we enjoy it. Y'all can just like a date night for us.
Yeah, we look forward to working with you all.
Okay.
Yes.
Bye.
Y'all be blessed. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all. See you all soon.
Yes.